Hey, Travel Brats. Soph coming to you live from the studio, and I have a special guest with me here today, Ryan Holiman with Seasoned Salsa. Hey, Ryan, how's it going?
Going well. How are you?
Good. We are so excited to have you. I know that you are a Fort Myers local, well, a Florida local who now lives in Fort Myers, Florida, and you started a salsa company, which I totally want you to tell our Brats all about before we start anything. But Brats, just so you guys know, we're starting a new series called Florida Fun with Ryan because he knows the ins and outs of a lot of great cities in Florida, and we'll be starting with Clearwater today. But before we start telling you guys all about the best food and entertainment to find when you're in Clearwater, Ryan, just tell us a little bit about your background, how you started to get into the food industry, and why salsa.
All right. So a little bit about my background is, yes, I did grow up in Florida. Most of my life I've actually spent in Fort Myers. But going back to where my family is from, I actually feel like I know the place better than Fort Myers every single time I go. I'm actually a business major when it comes to there, and then I'm an entrepreneurship minor. So, but I do spend most of my time at the entrepreneurship school. I find that I just find a better belonging there.
Yeah.
I started getting into cooking, which is kind of what leads into the salsa, where my mom was a teacher and she would always work herself to death. And we come home, Dad gets home around 6 or 7. Nobody wants to cook food, so I was like, oh, I'll get into cooking. I was always really interested in it. I loved, being the person who made food for people. I found that it actually gave people the instant gratification, which is always nice to see. So, would make goofy things, would actually start to learn how to properly cook. And which more leads into the salsa is that the salsa is actually a recipe that my mom created when she was trying to make a cucumber salad. And she didn't have any cucumbers and she used zucchini instead. Oh. She's a big zucchini. I think my entire life there's always been zucchini on the table. Whether it's roasted or steamed or whatever not. It's always been on there. So when she used it, she actually just chopped it up and instead of being like slices. And she brought it to the pool, and when I was a kid, is your snack on the poolside.
Right.
And
you guys were healthy kids, weren't you?
She tried very hard to make us healthy kids. I think she would give in. We had fruit snacks and juice and whatnot, but for the most part, yes, it was as healthy as she could get us to eat. My brother's a pickier eater than I am.
Yeah,
so.
That's me. I will eat anything. My brother and I will eat anything. My siblings are a little pickier.
Yeah,
that's cool.
So for instance, like I talk about zucchini, I hate squash. I cannot stand squash, and they're so similar, but for some reason, just can't do it.
Well, I know I love zucchini, and I don't like all vegetables. I have a really hard time eating vegetables. If they're in salsa, boom, done. But my husband hates zucchini. I don't know why, because he'll eat every vegetable. But I know people that love. This is so random. We talked about this in our Southwest Florida foodie series, but I hate asparagus.
Interesting.
Yeah, and that's like probably my worst. Like I'll eat just about any vegetable, but asparagus, I hate the way that it's difficult to cut unless it's like I guess really mushy, steamed well.
Yeah.
And I just hate the taste of it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say there's plenty of fancier restaurants usually put enough salt, pepper, and cheese on it that you probably
to make it taste. I know that it's like it's funny because like I'm kind of a food snob sometimes, and then honestly on another side of things I will eat anything, but for some reason zucchini zucchini asparagus. I'm like, see, I can't even. It's whose name we shall not speak of. Asparagus, I just don't know, and that's like the fancy like pairing with steak. If you go to a fancy restaurant, they're always like steak and asparagus. I do like. If you put like a vinegary Dijon sauce over it, but I'll like drown it in cheese or drown it in salt and pepper or drown it in that means I just really don't like the taste of the actual.
I mean, if not, that's what a salad is, right?
Right. Oh, it is what a salad is. That's why I'm like healthy, but I'm not healthy because I'll have salad like maybe like 5 times a week, but I'll just like pour Olive Garden store-bought dressing all over it. Yeah. No.
See, that's what I had to learn as a kid. Is it's like you always have a salad and you drown enough ranch in it. You can get down the salad, but you also realize that you've also eaten like 1,000 calories worth of ranch.
I remember reading something somewhere. This could take it or leave it be true or not, depending on what is exactly in the Caesar dressing. But like Caesar salad is like just as many calories as like some sort of plain-ish burger. But it's like I believe that because the dressing is so high in calories.
Absolutely. I mean, you definitely have a little bit of, I think you egg it actually, which is kind of the same thing as like putting mayonnaise in it.
Oh, see, there you go.
And it's such high sodium too that you might as well just, you're going to be smelling like Caesar dressing all day.
Yeah, exactly. Well, speaking of you have made a particularly healthy salsa. Tell us a little bit about that.
So again, we're talking about zucchini. The brand is also, as my company's name is Seasoned Salsa, and the idea is that I'm using seasonal vegetables to provide salsa that isn't necessarily your average salsa that you get from the store. It's absolutely recognizable as salsa. It tastes amazing. Not necessarily my words, although why would I not say that it tastes amazing? But and to your husband's issue is that people don't recognize that there's zucchini in it.
Wow.
So a lot of people go, they'll ask what it is, and when I tell them, I go, I've never had that before.
Huh.
So zucchini specifically is the summer vegetable that is chosen for the seasonal summer salsa.
Nice.
And the idea is that the business will run kind of similar to how you have drops for like fashion, where it's only available for a certain amount of time.
Oh, that's cool.
So it's 3 different styles. You have a pico, you have a blended, you have a combination of the two to kind of give that chunkier salsa feel to those to those people who like a chunkier salsa than just standard blended style. And because of that, it'll end up being 3 months, then those will go away, and then we're in summer now, so winter coming, and
Winter is coming.
Winter is coming. So winter, fall. I haven't necessarily figured out a winter one yet. Specifically, it becomes a little bit difficult because you start getting into more salad vegetable territory than salsa vegetable territory. But however, fall, I had considered doing a black bean and corn salsa, which is absolutely a fall vegetable. Corn is a fall vegetable. But when I started making it and testing it before I finalized anything, I actually found that it would be a very interesting canned burrito filler. And the idea is that all you have to do is technically add chicken, steak, or whatever meat of choice, or just have it straight out of the jar, and it would fill an entire burrito or two.
I really like that because a lot of times we'll pour salsa if we're eating taquitos the real American way, then we'll just pour like chunky salsa on our steak and whatever, and beans. You put beans on tacos, American tacos. You put lots of beans on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, black beans.
But again, it's black beans and corn. It's funny to do black beans. I actually will probably have to buy most people buy canned black beans. I might actually have to buy fresh black beans because of how much actual water comes out of the cans that it stains everything brown. And it just doesn't look good. So a big portion of the salsa is making sure that it's actually aesthetically pleasing because nobody wants to eat anything that's...
Why does this look like throw up?
Why is it brown? Like that, right? So you still have to maintain the color of salsa while also keeping the ingredients correct. So like I said, it's made for a summer salsa. And with the... blended in the combination, I do add 2 different peppers to essentially give it a little bit of heat. It's a serrano and a cubanella. That's not a secret. That's just standard peppers that you buy when it comes there.
Yeah.
So the cubanella is there for a little tanginess that goes into it to kind of add to the rest of the flavor. It also is there to technically complement the vinegar that I use, which is also it's not that much, but it's enough to actually get a little bit of preservation that goes into there, along with obviously the canning process.
Nice.
But it complements that, so you don't have to wonder why you have a vinegary taste in salsa, which you don't actually notice. It's more there to complement it so that it's masked, and then the serrano for a nice little slow burn that goes into it. I could easily make it hotter, and a lot of people ask, like, well, when are you going to make a hotter salsa? And the answer is I will. It's more the idea that if I'm going to start a first product, I'm not going to exclude anybody.
No, you got to pick the product that will be the most widely liked, the most widely used.
Absolutely. So again, it gives the idea that yes, there is a hotter salsa, so you don't want something plain. There it is. It's meant for flavor, not for heat.
There, you got to start somewhere. Yeah, we get that. That's really cool. Cool. And so that's going well. We can't wait for in the upcoming episodes to give the Travel Brats updates on your company and how it's doing.
Absolutely.
And but that's really cool, guys. That's a little bit of background on Ryan for you, and I can't wait to get into Clearwater.
Yeah, absolutely.
So primarily, we're gonna discuss food and entertainment. Am I right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's start with food because we're on the subject.
All right.
Give me some of your favorite restaurants. Tell me if they're breakfast, lunch, dinner, kind of what's up.
So, I mean, when I was there, I always actually used to go to a lot of places that my grandfather went to. And if I dug deeper and started basically naming out little small diners and whatnot, then it really wouldn't be interesting in a way, because I'll put it this way: if I told you about a Church's chicken, you're like, "What's Church's chicken?"
I've had Church's chicken. It's pretty darn good.
My grandfather has made great friends with the people over at Church's Chicken.
Nice.
So much so that the lady knows him, obviously, by what he looks like, but has
Cool.
graciously called him honey every time he goes in there. So I walk in there, and it's as if it's just a whole other family that I get introduced to every time I'm over there. So
That's really fun.
It's honestly just it's more about the family oriented. It's more about feeling like a place that people want you to be, not the idea that you're a nuisance on a table of 7 with your family and they roll your eyes and hope that you tip well.
Yeah, that's but really, that's the thing about small businesses that I love so much. It's like the community and getting to know the owner, and they're always passionate about their business, and that's small restaurants. You know?
So not necessarily where my grandfather took me or necessarily my family. But the first one I think that I brought up was Frenchie's. Now, Frenchie's is well known. It's not necessarily anything that people don't know, or if they hear the name, it's everywhere. They have small shacks to have like quick things to go, and they also have the main restaurant. Like you said, it's the idea though is that it's been there ever since Clearwater's been there.
That's cool.
Yeah, so 1981. It's kind of said
okay.
it's been serving as much fresh fish as they can get when it's I believe what is it? It's trying to remember the crab. Stone crab. So when stone crab season happens, that's when actually all the locals will rush over to Frenchie's, because for some reason they always have the best.
Yeah.
Other restaurants will do it because it's in season, but Frenchie's like serves you 2 on a plate, and that's it. And it's just you order them and order them and order them until you're done. But they actually are well known for their grouper sandwich. Florida has kind of I'll put a silent war over who has the best grouper sandwich.
Okay.
So.
I love grouper sandwich. Like, is it blackened or?
I think obviously you can choose which way it comes. When it's like Cajun, blackened, fried,
blackened.
Just normal. So I'll put it this way: we have Fort Myers, we have Doc Ford's. Doc Ford's has a grouper sandwich that they claim is one of their best.
Yeah. You know who else has a really good grouper sandwich? Blackened grouper is I just forgot the name. They're in Naples, Brooks Burgers.
Okay, I haven't been there.
Oh man, I mean that they have like a crazy donut burger and like all these themed burgers and shakes. It's really good though. I know it sounds disgusting.
No, my first donut burger was in Texas, so I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, I mean honestly, I have to split it with someone, and I can hardly make it through half without feeling kind of. But they have the best like sweet potato fries, milkshakes. But they're like their blackened grouper sandwich is like top notch. With some tartar sauce, you know what I'm talking about?
Absolutely. It has to be specific tartar sauce. If it's too, I've had like, and they make it too mayonnaise-y.
Yes,
I don't want mayonnaise on a fish.
No, this is everything about it's great. I have a feing Frenchie's maybe if not better, as equally good. But that sounds like
it's funny. I don't necessarily have an opinion because I've had both. The thing is that I've probably gone to Doc Ford's more than I've been a Frenchie's.
Right.
But again, it's when I'm at my parents' place, the topic of going to Frenchie's usually comes up. So
isn't that fun to go home and then go to your favorite restaurants that like aren't where you moved or where you currently live?
Absolutely.
I love to go home to my parents and go to like local Atlanta spots. But yeah, okay, so that's Frenchie's, 1981, really good fish. Try the grouper sandwich, guys. And then the next one you talked about was Jimmy's Crow Nest.
Well, absolutely. We can go to Jimmy Crow's, but if we're talking about actual just restaurants, you might want to actually go with Island Way.
Sure.
So Island Way is actually more restaurant style, but it's just all seafood.
Huh?
And what it is that they actually are known for their Sunday morning brunch.
Okay.
So yes, you do get a lot of older people when they're over there. So,
right.
But what they have found is that yes, the old people always come and they always fill all the spaces, absolutely, but they always want newer customers and younger customers to come on there because they're also a bar. They also have wine.
Right.
There's other things to do. On top of that, they have a all day buffet that you can just go for of all seafood.
That sounds good.
And then they have a sushi bar. So it's like it's a huge place. It's one stop shop. Technically, they own the restaurant that's next door to them as well, but it does not hold a candle to the original restaurant of Island Way.
That sounds really good.
It is expensive. I'll put it that way.
I was gonna say that's the first thing I just thought of is how expensive it is. So it's a little more pricey than say going to,
I'll put it this way,
to the cafe, Frenchie's Cafe.
You're gonna get good food. It's not like you're paying high price for also like experience.
I was gonna say there's not a lot of sushi buffets that I like.
That's very true.
You gotta be careful with those.
I'll put it this way: the one I think it's Ginza that's around here.
Ginza everybody likes. Actually, some people may think I'm gross, but there's another one around here called Jingdu that's actually not as bad.
I am a seasoned veteran of Jingdu.
Oh, you are? Okay, I was gonna say I actually really like.
My friend's
Jingdu.
dad has a lifetime 10% pass.
Are you serious?
Absolutely.
Let's go to dinner. Let's do it, man. Let's go to Jingdu. I actually really like the sushi at Jingdu.
See, you're gonna ask me what kind of friends I hang out with, but the friend whose dad has the pass, he goes to Jingdu, eats chicken tenders and fries.
Oh my! Seriously?
Well,
That's
he's
so
also
funny.
the guy who only eats like he's still a 6-year-old just because he.
I have friends
that's
like that.
that
They
is
order
how
off the kids' menu.
closed-minded like his palate is.
Yeah.
So the worst part is like now that he is he's a firefighter, but now that he's out there and he doesn't really get a choice of what he gets to eat. It's eat your broccoli, eat this, because you might not know when you're going to be able to eat again. So he comes up to me and he goes, Ryan, you wouldn't believe. He's like, I had broccoli. I'm like, why is this a surprise? Like you're just as old as I am.
That's me with vegetables, though. I'm drinking my green juice right now, but that's me with vegetables. I forget. Okay, and if it's not broccoli, I'm really not that interested in it. Or Brussels sprouts. I love Brussels sprouts. We already talked about asparagus. So I won't go there. I won't take asparagus. I won't do it. But okay, so you kind of got your fun seafood, a little more casual. Then you've got your more upscale seafood.
Absolutely.
With Island Way. And then talk to us a little bit about, like, is there any Mexican? Or?
Yeah, so you have Casatina. So I have never eaten at Casatina, but it's also because are you scared? I am not, but I'll put it this way. I am more or less half Mexican, half Italian.
You are?
Yes.
I would have never guessed.
My mom's side, is the Mexican side. My dad's side,
He's white.
There's
a lot of white Mexicans.
Is white, but you also kind of get the same type of mix because they're originally from Texas.
Okay.
So.
Yes.
So when it comes to that, is that we are very picky on what kind of Mexican food you eat. I eat. So it's not that we haven't been. It's more the idea that there's plenty of places that we enjoy that are probably closer, that we kind of know that if we want Mexican food that we'll be happy going to somewhere.
Well, right. It's like when you go out, you want to, sometimes you want to try something new, but we talked about this again in our Southwest Florida food series, one of the first episodes. It's like, when you go out, sometimes you want to try something new, but how disappointing is it if you go out to a nice restaurant, spend a bunch of money, and it's like extremely average? Absolutely. It's like we should have gone to our favorite place.
For sure. No, again, the reason I bring it up, it's kind of goofy to talk about a place that you've never been to. However, I do know the story of Casatina. And Casatina is coming from a person who's an entrepreneur trying to start his own business.
Uh-huh.
It actually is a business that started in Miami. So you have Tina, who's obviously Casatina is her restaurant. And then you have Javier, whose Javier's restaurant was in Miami. Now, obviously, they're husband and wife, and they decided to create another restaurant that is her place over here in Clearwater. Okay. So it's essentially everything that they have learned over in Miami from Mexican-style cooking, their mistakes, and now it is refined over at Clearwater.
Oh, so it's nicer and better tasting.
Absolutely. So, again, you have, it's nice to kind of see the success of what you learn, refine it, and then be even successful again.
Yeah, so you've had their restaurants in other locations. You've tried this stuff in other locations?
I haven't had the one in Miami. I've known the story of Casatina before because
you get recommended, like people love it, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. See that we get a lot. For us to humanly try every one of these restaurants that we talk about is like, in this, not only in this episode but in our series on Southwest Florida food, it's kind of impossible unless we want to eat out every night. But it's like we've got so many recommendations from picky friends that it's like okay.
And absolutely, and the interesting thing that I find about Mexican food is that it's not necessarily everyone jokes that Mexican food is like the same 4 ingredients put in different ways and it's different food. And the answer is yes, if you were to go to different Taco Bells around the world.
I was gonna say when you said the answer is no, I was like, when you said the answer was yes, I was like talking about you're salsa man.
Correct. Well, now you have culture that's bringing to it, and family secrets and family ways of doing things. Well, so that's also why you go to different Mexican places. Yeah. And it's different. You might.
It's so fun.
Exactly.
And that's the thing is I've recently, because we visited Texas and I forgot how good A, barbecue was and B, Mexican. That's why I've gained like 20 pounds. But like literally I've never been like my husband loves to go get Mexican. Like, what do you want tonight? Let's go out to eat. It's Friday night or Saturday night. Oh, Mexican. And I never go eat Mexican food out because my dad is half Italian, half Mexican, and like he's always cooked us this like crazy cool like medley Italian, Mexican food. He does the best like cabrito tacos on Sunday morning. So it's like to go out and eat like these nasty tacos from a random restaurant,
Exactly.
from a random chain. I'm like, this is disgusting. Like I don't. So I'll go out for Italian all the time. Well, even Italian, he makes such good pasta. But it's like I'll go out for like seafood because I can't do that at home, and my family doesn't do seafood a lot because they live in Georgia. I'll go out for sushi, Asian, but like Mexican and Italian. A lot of times I'm a super snob. So I won't, but I totally get that. And Mexican, if someone does it well in a restaurant, you're like, oh, best Mexican restaurant I've ever been to is Elote in, is it Sedona, Arizona? I think it's Sedona, Arizona.
See, you're going to think I'm crazy because my favorite Mexican restaurant is a little place in Sebring, Florida that I go to once a year. It is called, wow, you know how you were trying to remember and it just...
Yep, just
left.
Poofed away. We can link it.
It's all good. It's anyways, it's just this little mom and pop restaurant that I go to every single year after the 12 hours of Sebring race. So essentially, after all you're done partying and everything, all the dust settles, you pack up and you go home. You come back to just home cooked Mexican food.
Yeah,
and it is as simple. It is as simple as it gets. As simple as it gets, but it has never disappointed.
Oh, that sounds really good.
And the greatest part is my family goes to that race. Has gone to that race for 40 years.
No,
it's not like we've gone to the same restaurant for 40 years, but they know every year when the same time comes around and it's the weekend of St. Patrick's Day. We go there, we call, they have a table set up for us. It's as if it's great to know that they expect us every single year.
Wow, no, that's cool. That's special. Oh yeah, sometimes you can't beat the hole in the wall Mexican restaurants.
Oh, absolutely. And then if I can remember it, but the other thing is you're talking about barbecue and tacos. Here's the risk that I take every single time, and it's roadside tacos and roadside Mexican. Not in Mexico. I meant roadside barbecue. My bad.
Okay, roadside tacos and roadside barbecue.
Not in Mexico.
Okay, I was gonna say the street tacos in Mexico are amazing, but prepare yourself to throw up later.
Absolutely, but what I'm talking about, like around the area, if you have the courage to stop on the side of the road and go get a taco from these places, these are the hardest working people that you will find who just want to serve you food.
It's amazing.
It will be amazing every single time.
There's a little place in Bonita actually here, Bonita Springs, and it's like one of those it's like a little tiny shack-ish thing. It's not like just side of the road, but it's in the middle of not nowhere, but it's like you creep over there and you like walk straight through these little the see-through little hanging thingies.
Like the beads?
Yeah, like the beads. There's or like the flap. You know in the doctor's office when they have the flaps, like the clear flaps? They're like that.
Yes.
You walk straight through that and you're like in their kitchen. And they're like, hello, what would you like? It's so like, hola. It's so fun. It's so fun. So that's Casa Tina. I always want to say Casa Cantina. It's Casa Tina. Yeah. Casa Tina. And then you had a brewing company here that you wanted to talk about.
Absolutely. So Big Storm Brewing. Now I've been to it once, but I was so impressed with what it is.
Oh,
and
cool.
It's local Clearwater beer brewing. So they have a whole bunch of different craft beers.
Okay.
They also have a whole bunch of pub food that they serve. And essentially when you're eating, you are eating in the same place that all the beer is brewing. So you get to see all the giant kegs. You get to see everything that's around there. And the food was fantastic. And obviously the beer just complements everything else. But I mean, I had one that was a super sweet cherry, but it was also an ale. So it was a really nice kind of combination of like a dark ale and with a nice cherry undertone. I'm also a big honey ale guy, so anything that I can get a little bit of a little honey twist onto there, it always makes it really nice. And that's a big orange guy. Yeah. So you think his favorite would be like a Blue Moon, but it's not.
Yeah, no, that's really cool.
So again, stuff like that. But the other thing they do is they do coffee, and I have a big passion for coffee. It was either coffee or alcohol, and I chose coffee.
Good choice.
So
Good choice.
For me, the idea that I was able to actually pick up their bag of coffee, and it was their signature espresso blend. I still remember to this day. It was mixed berries, dark chocolate, and tobacco is what it was all. Is what it was.
Sounds really tasty.
What it was roasted with. So we had this really nice, rich, dark tone of coffee with a slight little bit of a sweetness along with usually the bitter bite at the end. But it wasn't as harsh with the sweetness of the mixed berries that were in there.
Yeah,
so I ground it up and made myself a little nice espresso with it. And it's nice to know that it's a coffee company right down the road.
That sounds amazing. Dang. Are you like an ale are you like a sour or what's your type of go-to beer?
Like if I just sat down and usually just.
If we went to a brewing company, what would you typically
Oh
order?
gosh, I usually get something that is. I would have to say like middle of the road, like light. Like I don't go light. I'm trying to remember what the one that it is. We'll take like Millennial. That's for us right down
Okay.
the road.
Yeah.
I like Dino DNA one or whatever it is. It's like right down the middle, and it's so easy to drink.
Okay,
It's something that I can actually.
Something in the middle.
Well, something that I can drink, but if
Yeah.
I need to finish it, I can finish
Right,
it.
right, exactly. No, okay, that's a good point. And then I think we're kind of wrapping up our food, but there was a cool place that you talked about where you could watch the sunset.
Absolutely. So you have Jimmy's Crow's Nest, and it's actually attached to a hotel. And not a lot of people know about it because it's right next to a hotel. Why would you know about it? And you can actually park in the same parking garage as all the hotel guests, as no matter how many stinking signs says there, nobody ever checks the parking garage.
Nobody's gonna check, guys. Travel Brats did not tell you that.
So the reason why you go there is because it's small enough to kind of be a little bit intimate, a little bit exclusive, but it actually looks over the entire Clearwater beach, so you get to see everything.
That sounds great.
Fantastic place to go during the day as well. There's plenty of shade. You can go stay on the rooftop, have the breeze, see all the waves crash.
Love that.
But if
How
you're
romantic.
exactly right, if you happen to be there during sunset, you get a free sunset shot. They will just go around and give you free shots. And again, it's right when sunset happens, so it's not like they're passing it out every day, sure, but it's to only people who are there, and it's only like once they start and they already passed them out. If you come a second late, you probably won't get one. High chance you won't get one.
That's really fun, huh? Do you know? Is it the same kind of shot every night? Or
Yeah,
different?
they just call it the sunset shot. It's if I had to guess, it's probably like vodka, grenadine, and orange juice or something like that. So.
That sounds pretty sunsetty to me. Well, cool. And then besides that, because that kind of falls under entertainment, but there's a few more kind of exciting spots that you go in Clearwater to hang
Sure.
out.
So I mean, I'll basically speak about the obvious. It's Clearwater Beach. You can't necessarily go to Clearwater without going to Clearwater Beach. It's different not only because you get really nice white cap waves. So like your in head picture of what a beach looks like is Clearwater Beach, and
perfect, pristine.
well, exactly.
Yeah.
And the best part is that the sand is so soft. I equate it to powdered sugar.
Okay.
It's
That's
funny.
awesome.
Like
Must feel nice in the
it's
tunes.
so great. Well, not only is it nice because you get really cold sand in the beginning, even when it is hot, it is cooler because they have nice kind of shade from all the buildings. So it isn't like you're burning your feet as soon as you get in there.
Right.
But your feet actually just go right into the sand.
Oh.
So you're not necessarily scorching yourself every time you step on the sand, unlike packed sand. Usually,
Okay.
like Fort Myers Beach will take
It's definitely not a bike riding beach.
Definitely not. I mean, obviously with
Very
bike tires,
soft
you'd probably be fine, but any other bike, you'd probably get stuck.
Yeah. Oh, that sounds really nice. And then for nightlife, what do you suggest?
So nightlife, I got introduced to a nightclub called Shepherd's. It's technically now called Wave, but Shepherd's was essentially my first nightclub that I went to when I turned 21, and I was brought to me. Brought to me by my cousin, and Shepherd's is your movie accurate nightclub.
Okay.
When you get there, it is a long hallway to a door and a bouncer.
Oh,
it is
fun.
And as soon as you get in, it is top floor. It is what is it? Like 2 stories. You got your top floor full of tables and people dancing up top. Your bottom floor is the bar and the dance floor, and then tables, like inlaid into the side.
Yeah.
And it is exactly what you would think. Loud music, everyone's dancing, DJ, go-go dancing girls, whatever you want to put onto there. But you also have the patio side outside, and next door is this pool. Well, sometimes that they'll actually have a DJ outside of the pool, people will be in the pool and dancing. Now, usually they do that on the weekends.
Okay.
But
it's like SLSL Beach.
It is as crazy as you could think it to happen. Now, there's plenty of other clubs around there, but for people who, have never gone to a club, and want to know what it looks like, or want one that they...
A good first-timer?
First timer, why not, right?
Yeah.
The greatest part about it is that if you're going to take my word for it, I hope you trust me when I say this, at least go once. The reviews of Shepherd's is like I think it's like a 3 to 3.5 stars. Like, why would I ever go to this club? The greatest part about it is half of those reviews are people who are like, the waitress was so rude, she didn't serve me, blah, blah, blah. It's like, can't get drinks, but they're all guys. It's like, of course you're not going to get a drink.
Of course guys are going to not have fun there. Well, guys will have fun there, but of course guys have problems getting drinks.
This was so loud. I remember ordering my first drink. I still yelled at her, and she still didn't know what I said because the music was so loud.
I honestly, when I go out, I wonder how they hear what the hell I'm saying.
Exactly.
I'm like, at this point, don't even make noise. I'm like, and I like try to mouth as best as I can the name of the drink, and they're like, got it. But like, I'll talk to them normal. The music will be blasting, and they just know what they
Absolutely.
probably are so used to like reading lips that they're like, got it. Captain and Coke, got it. Mojito or whatever.
Bring a notepad next time. Notepad and a Sharpie.
Yeah, exactly. No, and then what is Pier 60?
So Pier 60, again, bringing back kind of to my entrepreneurship roots, is again Pier on the water, but it's literally home to artists, musicians, and performers.
Oh, cool.
So when I was there, I had a guy doing like spray paint art. And then on side you have all these old kind of artisan shops, whether it's like necklaces or keychains or whatever somebody's making.
Yeah.
They always sell on there. Now with all vendor license, you'll be fine. Sometimes they only take cash. Sometimes they have like the square to take payments.
Mm-hmm.
But if you really want to see what Florida people are all about, people who are actually like out there wanting to work,
and like small business owners.
Pier 60 is the greatest place to go.
Oh,
it's
cool.
great. It's a great place. And if you have kids, they actually have a whole playground. I believe they have a open playground and a covered playground, depending on how hot it is. Plenty of other shops and other things to go to spend the rest of your day. But you have that main pier that goes out that you'll just see a whole bunch of vendors.
That's kind of like the pier in St. Pete. But that's a great like Saturday activity, I feel like.
Absolutely.
Just go and walk the pier. Your kids can play. You can shop. I love to just browse little like handmade things or individual little stands at like
For sure.
markets,
It's also a great place to fish as well. So like if you have never gone fishing in an ocean, we'll put it that way, because if you fish in a lake, they rent out all fish and tackle and bait, and you can fish right off the pier. And again, it's all just right there. So if you ever just want to go fishing and you don't have anything, you don't have to spend hundreds of dollars on a rod and reel. Now don't throw it into the ocean, but you know, it's nice to kind of sit there, grab some sandwiches, some beer, some snacks, hang out there. If you don't catch anything, go in the water. Go hang out at the pier. There's plenty of things to do around here.
Right.
The best part about Clearwater and the adjacent areas is that everything's about 20 minutes away.
Okay.
Like, it could feel forever away. Chances are you're getting there in 20 minutes.
Oh, see, that's really nice then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate long drives. And then to close it down, I think tell us a little bit more about Captain Nemo's, not Nemo's.
Obviously, you can't be Captain Nemo's, probably for copyright reasons.
Yeah.
But, so Captain Nemo's is, if you ever are on Clearwater Beach and you see the giant pirate ship that is going through the ocean, it's Captain Nemo's. It's also very possible that it could also be just the Buccaneers ship that sometimes they just sail out for nostalgic reasons.
Yeah.
But Captain Nemo's is basically a 2-hour cruise where they sing and dance. It's all friendly pirates. And the goofy thing before I continue, the goofy thing that I say is I have still a childhood dream that if all else goes wrong, I'll just become a pirate. I don't know.
Yeah,
why not? Sail the seas.
Yo ho,
Exactly.
Pirates Life for me.
And the other thing is, it's not UCLA. It is MIT. It's one of the like more prestigious schools. They had such an issue with getting people to complete their physical activity portion of their general education. They started creating classes that could supplement that. Well, they did things like sailing, fencing, shooting, and all these other classes. And in fact, if you complete all of these certain classes, you can get your degree and become a certified pirate.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
At
absolutely.
MIT?
I think it's MIT.
Oh, I'll have to look that up. That's hilarious.
It is my favorite fact, and I just it still makes me chuckle to this day. Where like let's say that you had like a bio major and they're announcing it's like so and so bio major and a certified pirate.
You're actually a pirate. Put that on your resume. Put that on your dating profile. I'm also a certified pirate.
If I was a certified pirate, I would absolutely put it on my resume because it's a great talking point.
Right, it is. Oh my gosh, I'm like picturing in my head now like two people going on a blind date and being like, so tell me about yourself. Like, well, for starters, I'm a certified pirate. What do you do? That's great. Well, honestly, this has been amazing, Ryan. Thank you so much from telling us about your salsa company, Seasoned Salsa, to Frenchie's Cafe and all the other amazing restaurants, all the way to Clearwater Beach and all the amazing water activities, pier activities that there's to do in Clearwater. I had literally no idea. I've never even been to Clearwater. So that was a treat. And Travel Brats, check out Ryan's Seasoned Salsa coming soon. We'll tell you more about that later this year. And Yeah, Ryan, thank you.
Thank you so much. I guess the last thing I'll say is there isn't necessarily a website, but you can find it on Instagram. There's literally nothing posted because this is starting, and I didn't want to start advertising a whole bunch of stuff to then get people's hopes up, and then maybe something doesn't go down.
It's in the beta testing.
If you would
soon.
like to be on potentially the waiting list for what is to happen and what is to come, what's about to be announced. Just check it out on Instagram, Season Salsa.
I get to eat it because we're tight. Sorry, guys, but soon. So stay tuned. We got very exciting news coming soon. And Ryan, we'll see you next time.
Yep, yes, you will.
Ciao, Brats out.